Hey, what's good, self-direct investors? I hope you're all doing great, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan, and I'm the mind behind Make More Capital. And today we're going to cover the recent news that Ontario is now going to be opening 80 cannabis stores per month. Now, I want to keep this video short and sweet. So before we jump in, I just want to say if you enjoy this video at any point and get some value, please leave a thumbs up as it helps out I appreciate it, but it helps my channel get seen as well. And lastly, if you want to learn more about the cannabis industry, whether in Canada or the US, how to get in, or if you just see the long-term potential that most others don't, and that's likely why you would find this video in the first place, tune into some of my other videos. I cover a ton, and just make sure you subscribe because I put out a lot of great content. And again, I'm going to be covering this up until legalization, and as just kind of these news and development comes out, we're just getting started. And lastly, if you're a Canadian and you've yet to open up your self-directed tax-free savings account, there's a link below for Questrade and Wealthsimple Trade, which are Canada's top 2 discount brokers. So if you open up your self-directed tax-free savings account through them, you get a bit of free money for doing so, and you can always reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you navigate the platform and educate you so that you can get started on the right foot. But folks, this is huge. As a Canadian and as someone who has my biggest portfolio holding in a Canadian company long-term, which is Aphria. Now, the main reason why is because when you compare U.S. multi-state operators to Canadian licensed producers, multi-state operators will see a lot more growth going forward because the United States has 330 million people and Canada only has 37 million. So this is why this is so big, because I've had a lot of my money in Aphria, and for quite a long time I've been thinking, okay, well, should I get it? Should I take some out and put it more into Cresco? Should I put more into Harvest? How should I play this? Because you can only grow as quickly as there are stores to sell to your citizens, right? And fundamentally, when Canada was like, hey, we're going to end cannabis prohibition so that we can eliminate the black market and, get tax revenue, provide jobs and all that, one thing you need to do is open stores where most of your people live. And Ontario has, 14.5 million people. And as of today, there's only 269 stores, whereas Alberta has 4.5 million people, over 600 stores, right? So that's where the imbalance is. And that's where I'm so excited to see this news, because this makes me a whole lot more confident holding Aphria now, because they're going to be able to see a lot more growth out of the Canadian market. So we'll jump in. In September, the Alcohol Gaming Commission of Ontario announced that the government's direction to double the number of retail stores authorized issued would go from 20 a month to 40 a month. So this was in September. They said we'll allow it to jump from 20 to 40, okay? And then the government has provided further direction to double the pace of store authorizations once again, as of right now, from 40 to 80 a month, and they've increased the pace of 20 authorizations per week. And it seems as if they want to do this now, because it says over the next 2 weeks, eligibility officers will be contacting all affected store applicants directly, starting with the ones that had the most imminent RSA issuance dates. And because hey, they've received 1,300 applications in Ontario, they've only given out 305. Yeah, they really got to pick up the pace. And these are Canadian people, Canadian citizens that want to open up a business. So if you're not helping them fill the demand that you're trying to eliminate the black market in order to also capitalize on, what's the point, right? So this is huge. And I just wanted to show, because I mentioned this in my episode, or my series Reality Check. 40 stores a month for the next 12 months equals 480 stores, which will give Ontario a total of 653 stores by October 1, 2021. And I was excited about that. 620 stores by October 1, 2021, which is 11 months from now. Well, if we take what we know now is they're adding 80 stores a month times 13, which includes December, plus 12 months next year. This means that Ontario will open over 1,000 more stores over the next 13 months. And then if we add the existing 269 stores to that, as of end of December 2021, 1 year from now, Canada is going to go from having 269 retail stores in Ontario, the most populated province, to over 1,300, folks. If you don't see the growth opportunity here, good luck, because again, more stores equals greater access to cannabis, means people can buy legal cannabis and they will avoid the black market. So you're taking market share from the black market, putting it into the legal market. And that just means more revenues for the top Canadian companies that stay relevant and, have the best brands and can sell the most. And that means more revenue for patient long-term investors. So folks, I'm so excited, as you can tell, I imagine. But this is something important to consider, because look, remember, I said that in September. They have officially said in September we can go from 20 stores to 40 stores a month. So we're going to go through this data, and I'm going to point out that we have not even seen the effects of the increase from 20 stores to 40 stores. We have not. All we have seen in here is the increase of no stores to opening 20 a month, which Canada did allow at some point. I think it was in April and May. And I've covered that in my other video as well, like this one too. So if you want to watch that, check that out. But so in January, when Ontario had like 75 stores open. Canada made 150 million. Now, by September 2020, they're already 100 million past that, on pace to beat Canada's revenue numbers, or to at least, they're on pace to double Canada's 2019 revenue numbers of 1.2 billion. Because adding those more stores, I'm going to bet that Canada is going to, in 2020, the recreational sales will hit 3 billion, or at least double 1.2 well, they've surpassed 2.4 already. But nonetheless, that's exciting. But look at just what Ontario's done. And again, folks, this data does not account for the 20 to 40 stores. It doesn't even account for that. So Ontario just kind of slowly eased their way through 37 million, 39 million, 47 million, 40 million, 41 million, 48 million. And this is from opening 20 stores a month, 60 million, up to 73 million, up to 77 million. So we're not even going to see the difference. And this is why, folks, it's so important to try to be a long-term investor. Less stress, less risk of losing your money because you're getting, impatient and just selling early. Like it's so important to think long-term, because look, we're not going to see the effects of this until, summer of next year. But that is why now is potentially the best time to buy in and hold, because with this growth and 80 stores a month, we are going to start seeing this next year at some point. And it's the first adopters, the early adopters that get in that can take advantage. So last thing, again, let's jump through and see who is selling the best right now. Ontario's top selling flower. Number one is Namaste, very small company, seems to be their only one up on this list. Then we've got Good Supply, which is Afria. Then we've got Redican, which is a private company, unfortunately not publicly traded. Then we've got Pure Sun Farms from Village Farms International. Then we've got Afria again with Good Supply. We've got Haven Street, unfortunately, I apologize, I do not know the brand behind them. Then we've got Tweed, which is Canopy. Nice to see them showing up on this list for once with their discount flower. Then we've got this brand Flower. Then we've also got Afria for their third listing on here with Subway Scientist. And then we've got Aurora with Daily Special. So, folks, I just wanted to point that out because this is huge, and this is what, at least, if you have a big portion of your money in a Canadian licensed producer, this is the news that you've been waiting for. So it's very exciting that these stores will be opening, and at least makes me more confident in my Canadian investments, so I can keep that money there, and then I can just watch my MSO investments grow while, the US development takes place. But so thank you for tuning in to this video, folks. On Sunday, I'm going to do This Week in Cannabis, and I'm going to cover some US developments, some Mexico developments, and recent new records that states have brought in revenue. So we're going to look at some future growth and just kind of scale off of this presentation here. But this is amazing for Canada. So any investors, especially in Afria or VFF, hold long, baby. That's just my opinion, not advice. That being said, if you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday. Hope you have a great week, folks.